But what you don't realize as a young person is, how old are you, young man?
26.
Okay, when I was his age, I could not imagine the flaw. One of the flaws in our species is that because we haven't lived beyond 35 for 98% of our time on this planet, we can't calibrate time. So you're going to be around you're probably going to be around another 80 years, which means if you save $100 a month, or let's call it $300 a month, which is boring, right? Because you're expecting to be a baller and have him promote you and sell a podcast for a lot of money. But just in case you don't, if you manage to get $300 a month into SPY, low-cost index funds, and you didn't look at it for 50 years, not 50 years, 30 years, you're going to have millions of dollars. And hope this shit goes big, right? Hope you are a great DJ, hope you sell the next big, great novel. But just in case, if you can figure out a way to automatically save $300 so you never see it a month at the age of 26, I can guarantee you by the time you're my age, I think I'm older than you, you'll be a millionaire. So just in case shit doesn't work out, and I didn't have that maturity. I remember telling my friend when I was 24, he was putting $2,000 in this super lame thing called an IRA Roth. I'm like, if $2,000 means anything to me when I'm older, shoot me. And he's made a fraction of the money I've made, but he's a multimillionaire because he was that lame guy putting away money every month. It is amazing. 11% a year, which is what the S&P has done since 2008, sounds really uninspiring. 11% a year? It's nothing. Big deal. That means every 21 years, your investment's going up eightfold. So as I say in the book, the good news is I know how to get you rich. The bad news is the answer is slowly. But you want to lean into your advantage. Your advantage is time. So if you just have a little bit of discipline, one less Starbucks a day, round up on acorns, get a way to have forced savings so it comes out of your check and you never see it. Go into low-cost index funds. Don't believe anyone on CNBC. Alternative investments, hedge funds, people who claim they know more. No one knows. My summary of the entire financial services community having been in economics. I'm around the brightest people in finances. No one has any fucking idea. That's the bad news. The good news is the markets in America over the long term are up and to the right. So you don't need to be a hero. Just save a little bit of money, play into your strength. You're going to have a lot of time on this planet. And a little bit of discipline, a tiny bit of sacrifice. Always save, never look at it, don't think about it, don't day trade, don't get near crypto. Jesus Christ. And try and live a little bit like a Stoic. Recognize that people aren't as concerned with your shit as you are, right? Get a Hyundai, right? If you ever want to get a car. Before you own a home, live in a very small, clean place near work. Double down on work. Be the guy that doesn't stay at the club and doesn't feel a need to signal with a bottle of Grey Goose. Go home, have a plan. By the way, that's really attractive to women, actually having a plan. And you're going to end up at a stage in your life where flexibility and economic importance are really important. So I think and also that notion of compound interest, it goes for relationships too. Most people, when asked what the single relationship in their life is, they almost say, always, it's their mother, right? Even if you don't like your mom, even if you don't get along with her, it's usually the singular relationship in your life if you have to identify one. And it's because of compound interest. Every day she'd made dozens of these little investments. Like my mom used to wake me up with a soft voice, like, Scott, right? Totally concerned with my well-being, teaching me how to drive, all this shit, right? My dad wasn't around. You wake up, or she wakes up 30, 40 years later, and that relationship is singular. She's a millionaire in my eyes, right? She's been gone for a while, but like the wealth she accreted making tiny investments every day. And so when you're young, and I didn't do this, a little act of kindness, checking in on people, texting people, you hear about a job opportunity and you think of a friend and you reach out to them. You tell someone you admire them. You hear they're down, whatever it is, just tiny little investments when you're young. I made some of those, and now those friendships are just so big, right? So I think compound interest, most people acknowledge it in finance. What they don't appreciate is how much little investments and relationships can pay off as you get older. I mean, the friends I had in college where we made little investments with each other are just these wonderful relationships now because of that compounding of little things we did for each other.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about the compound relationship point, but that's really true. Because I think I found as my network has grown, good things just come, doesn't it? Because you multiply the number of people you reach and opportunities get created and knowledge gets shared. It's very impressive.
It's a great point because and this is in the book, the difference between being economically secure and the people who are really wealthy is there's a myth. And the myth is kind of the Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren trope that rich people, billionaires crawled over other people to get wealthy. And what I found in the research is that actually wealthy people are generally speaking really good people. Because what you want is you want to be put in a room of opportunities without being in that room. And in order to be really wealthy, you have to collect allies along the way. You have to have people that think of you with opportunities, give you the benefit of the doubt. You also, wealth is a kind of what I call a full person project. And that is the fastest way to steal or to grasp or snatch financial insecurity from financial security is personal failings, a lack of character, divorce, which I've been through. I lost 60% of my net worth overnight. You split your assets and then you lose another 10% because you're supporting two households and you become a forced seller of assets, which is never a good idea. And also, show me a small or a medium-sized company that's doing really well and that all of a sudden kind of folds. I'll show you people at the top who are professionally divorcing. They're not getting along. So unless you're willing to bring generosity, forgiveness, empathy to your personal and your professional relationships, I don't think you're ever going to be that wealthy. I mean, some people are so fucking talented. Kanye can do whatever he wants. He's going to be fine. Assume you are not Kanye. Right? You want to bring, generally speaking, the millionaire next door is someone who values his personal relationships or her personal relationships, is a good person, and people want this person to win. So character really is, the most important part of being wealthy are things you can't control. When and where you're born. Being born in the 60s California, white heterosexual male, gave me unfair advantage. But the things you can control, saving, compounding, focusing on your talent, and being a high character person, being a generous person, if you don't bring generosity and forgiveness to relationships, I think it's going to be very difficult to be wealthy because you're going to end up with personal and professional divorce from key relationships.